Sometimes people think I'm beyond forgiveness. But First Peter chapter 2 verse 24 says, "And he himself bore our sins in his body on the cross, so that we might die to sin and live to righteousness. By his wounds you were healed." Believe it or not, condemning others is not, and I repeat, not our mission. Unfortunately, we Christians have a pretty good track record of condemning sins, particularly those which we are not currently participating in or maybe secretly participating in. Because, the sins you point out in others are usually evident in yourself. But you do realize God calls us to embrace the spirit of Jesus. In other words, we are called to hate sin, but we are called to love the sinner. Anyone who is a sinner, and by the way, that is all of us, can take great comfort in that fact. The gospel clearly states that Christ paid the penalty for our sins. Anyone who confesses and repents of their sins will receive forgiveness and salvation. Recognize that Christ did not die for certain big sins or little sins, as some people like to categorize them, as we sometimes like to do, but for all sins. So don't worry that your life has been too sinful or not that sinful, or that your past is too horrid or too bad or whatever, or you're beyond the power of the cross, because one drop of blood from Christ was enough. And most importantly, never judge others as being beyond forgiveness because of their sins, because they're not. See, the cross of Jesus Christ is stronger than any sin. See, Christians need to stand firm against sin, but we completely fail in our duties if we do not pair that with the bold stance that the cross of Christ is bold enough to cover any sin. Why? Because the cross is really the story of extraordinary love that is available to all, no matter what our past sins and regrets and baggage is. So rather than just condemning somebody, why not just love other people while pointing to the life changing forgiveness that is available through the cross? And then let God do the rest. You know, let God clean the person up. Just point to the forgiveness of Christ and let God do all the cleaning. It's available to everybody.